can kind of move
Okay.
over it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. All right. Well, let's get started. So yeah, I'm currently a little bit up in the air about. I announced the final exam part 1 with you guys. Remember? It was supposed to be before Thanksgiving, and there's been some doubt cast upon whether or not I'm able to do that exactly. So I don't know. I'm waiting to hear back something from a meeting, and so I don't know what the outcome of that is. I'm just saying that I might have to change plans again, and I'm sorry to say that, but it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's what I was going to say. It is what it is. I detest that expression. Let's see here. For some reason, I'm trying to open the exercise sheet. I got it. All right, so exercise 11. Exercise. So we're supposed to do 8z plus 40 over z divided by, I think, z plus 5 over z. Okay, so first thing, I convert this to a compound fraction. This is how it would appear on your test if I was to ask this.
Wait, is that 8Z or 82?
It's z. They're all z's.
Okay, I had to make sure. Thank you.
All right. And then that is equal to so the way I think about that is the denominator of the numerator is the denominator of the overall expression, and the denominator to the denominator is essentially the numerator. So what I'm trying to say is this z becomes that z, and this z becomes the bottom z. Yeah. And then the 8z plus 40 and the z plus 5, they just kind of stay put. That's how I think about it. Now, what cancels? Z. And we can factor an 8 out, right? And what do we got? 8 times z plus what? Oh, look at that. So we've got a z plus 5 and a z plus 5. So we can, yeah, the answer is 8. It doesn't look like 8, does it? But in fact, that's 8. Exercise 12. We have y squared minus 4 divided by y squared minus 12y plus 36, thank you, divided by what? 9y minus 18? Divided. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we got y squared minus 4 times y squared minus 5y minus 6 divided by 9y minus 18 times y squared minus 12y plus 36. That's exercise 12. Exercise 13, we're supposed to add fractions. I'm not done with this one. W minus 4 over W plus 1 plus W plus 5 over W minus 2. So what I'd like for you guys to do is to work on these, and I'll be back in just a minute. I'm going to go grab Chris's test and my exercise sheet so we can go on from there. All right? You want me to play loophole?
What?
You ever heard that?
What's up, man? Don't show me yet. Just flip it over. I want to surprise myself. No. Dang! I did not fail a pass.
What is my tell me, because I know what I got, and I failed past kind
Miss Cook, did I pass or fail?
Well,
of. Unless what he said, well.
Yeah, I failed. Never mind.
I mean, you'd like
My hands freezing cold, girl.
you'd like to do better, but it's it's not irreparable.
Hey, bro, it's not hit me. Bro, move.
All right, so exercise 12. Can you guys help me out? What I do? How do we factor y squared minus 4?
1 plus 2, 1 minus 2.
Plus 2. So our game plan here is going to be to factor everything in sight and then see what cancels out. So how about this? Is this factor?
1 plus 1, 1 minus 6.
Yep. And I can pull a
Factor out of
9 out. Very good.
1 minus 2.
And that?
1 minus 6, 1 minus 6.
Very good. All right. So now we just got to look at it and go,
You can take one of the 1 minus 6s out of the bottom.
right? Anything else cancel? So there you go. Y plus 2 times y plus 1 over 9 times y minus 6. So in each one of these ones, I haven't written down the instructions, but the instructions are simplify the rational expressions after performing the operation. In this case, division. In that case, division. In exercise 13, it's addition, right? So just a little reminder, if we had like 1/3 plus, say, 2/5, how would we do that?
You gotta get common denominators,
Right, so
which it will be 15, and then you multiply
15,
3 times 5, or
yeah, 3 times 5 over,
and then
uh-huh,
and then it'll be 5 over 15 plus 6 over 15, which would be 11 over 15. And you cannot simplify.
right. So that's exactly the idea. We want to make a common denominator. And so exercise 13 is the same thing. It's just the common denominator here. There's no way to get W minus 1, the W plus 1 to W minus 2 by like a number. So we pretty much just have to multiply those two. They're very much analogous to 3 and 5. So what we're going to do is W minus 4 over W plus 1 and times, well, not 5 over 5, but W minus 2 over W minus 2. And then plus W plus 5 over W minus 2 times W plus 1 And, I mean, you don't have to multiply out the denominator. I could have just left it. Well, here, I'll show you. So, but notice that these guys cancel, right? And we're left with,
squared.
yeah, 2w squared plus 13 over w squared minus w minus 2. Or you could also write this 2w squared plus 13 over w plus 1 times w minus 2. I mean, these are equally
That's effective.
good answers. There's not a unique way to write a correct answer for a simplification problem unless there's like really, really precise instructions, you know? Uh-oh.
You have your microphone.
Yeah, so it's probably kind of distant. Probably still worked, but it's not great. There we go. So, move on to exercise 14 here. Over there?
Oh, I got it.
Of everything.
I didn't feel 13. It's good. I want to be like you one day. I want to be a teacher, but I don't have the patience to be a teacher though. I feel like I'll try to be confused.
That's what we need. We need more high school teachers who
What you saying? You trying to go back to the paddle days?
are we better. I mean, I ask you the question: are we better for not having it?
If that's the case, can I go back to high school without coaching? My dad,
I don't know. Like when I was in school, 5th, 6th grade, the idea that the principal had this paddle that if you misbehaved enough, you're going to get whacked with.
Wait, did y'all really
It was a
do
very
paddle like
effective deterrent. What's that? Yeah.
I got powder in first grade.
You got paddle in 1st grade?
I know, she put 3 yardsticks together, she taped
3 yardsticks together. Now, whoa.
That's a-
together.
So how you
And
gonna
she
do
was like,
Now this is
okay,
yeah.
now did you do your work? I said yes, because I did do my work. She just didn't believe it. She was like, no, you didn't. Right on my hand. I was like,
Ah.
So on the last day of kindergarten, right?
See that?
I slammed that, no, I slammed that book in her face.
I
Come
pulled
on,
the
accuse
fire
me of
alarm.
something that I did.
Dummy. And I remember my principal walking in the room. He said, "Come here." So it was they had a paddle room because they couldn't do it like furniture. That's what it was. So he had like a paddle.
You had a paddle room.
Together with another paddle. It's worse than what you had. Way worse than what you had.
My mom
Oh,
used to
no,
tell
my mom
He hit you twice.
she said, they can't count me because she gonna help me herself when I get
I rather let my mom.
there.
I got whooped at school.
One
I
time
got
my mom
whooped
came
at
to check me
school.
out.
Our principal had holes cut in the paddle, it leave holes in his butt.
Yeah.
No, actually, the reason there was holes is because of wind resistance.
I know that, but like whenever he hit you, it left holes.
No, my mom.
I started in bed like.
Nah, she was like, you gonna make me go back to my place, and I'm like, all right, hit me with that paddle, because
See, think about how much you guys would misbehave. How much more you guys would misbehave if you weren't paddled. You know. Let's see.
I was a good kid.
All right. So, how are we gonna do this one?
You can simplify the bottom.
Aha. So you're saying this guy is actually what? That's actually w plus 1 times what?
W minus 3.
All right. So I would remind you this would be kind of analogous to like 1 over 20 plus 3 over 5 or something like that. So like 20 is already a part of 5. So when you want to add these, you don't mess with the 20. You just say like 3 times 4 over 5 times 4. Right? So you don't need to mess with the first one because it's already got everything you need. You just need to modify the denominator in the second one in order to add. And this one,
But I just leave it like that, and then I just multiply the second one as to be like W minus 3 or whatever.
uh-huh. So again, the key idea here is we need to make a common denominator, right? Because we cannot add the fractions until we have the same denominator, right?
So we get the, okay, I see where you get the 2 and the W, but where you get the -3 from?
You factor it out.
On the numerator?
Basically I'm multiplying by the same factor above and below. That doesn't change it. It's like,
No, I'm talking about the bottom, I'm talking about the top one where it says 2 parentheses W -3.
Because you have to multiply the top and the bottom by the side.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
That would do me off.
okay. So then we can combine them, and we've got, 3W minus 6 over W plus 1 times W minus 3, which I think we can factor a 3 out, right?
Sure. If you want to. That's up to you. That's up to you.
W. Yes, you can.
See, it's important to do that sort of thing because we may or may not be able to do a further cancellation if we do that. I don't know. I think for this one, it doesn't really go any further than this, but there you go. We saw in that first example, number 11 we worked today, that factoring that number out allowed us to cancel the z plus 5. What do you do? Something's happening. TikTok. See, if those courts just got out of the way, Donald Trump, this already wouldn't be a problem. I think that Donald Trump was going to try to stop that TikTok. Wasn't he? Isn't that right? It's the same one, right? I mean, on the one hand, I like the idea of like eliminating stupidity in society, but on the other hand, I don't like the idea that the president can just unilaterally like close down a website either.
On both sides.
I could see how that could be abused going forward. Anyway. See, I was on the fence about voting for Trump before, but after I heard the 50 Cent endorsed him, I was like, I have no choice. I have no choice now.
I'm not voting for nobody this year.
You're not voting for nobody? Well, nobody,
I'm not voting for him.
nobody's not on the ticket.
Kanye West 2020.
You're voting for Kanye. You guys are funny.
John Cena.
John Cena for
I ain't gonna be the president.
John Cena.
He ain't gonna be able to see. He barely shows up. We ain't never gonna be able to see that man.
Oh my goodness. All right.
John Cena gonna be at the wrestling event. They gonna have on the PA analysis. It's John Cena. Baby stereo for president, bro. Y'all can check he's Stone Cold for president. Oh, if Stone Cold becomes president, we're going to war. Yep. That's gonna be crazy. Put Vince McMahon as the.
It's McMahon.
Yeah, Vince McMahon. So.
See, I don't know. I mean, whether
That's a long trial. Wait a minute. Why is that so long? Oh no, there's an equal. So
Once I become of age.
you gotta be at least 35.
I know. That's why I said when I become of age.
I don't know. I mean, whether you're Republican, Democrat, whatever, you have to admit, if you just take a step back and look and realize Donald Trump is president, it's just
I'm scared.
it's just bizarre. I mean, because he was the Celebrity Apprentice guy, right? I mean, he's like,
How you gonna become a celebrity to a businessman or not? His father really was the businessman.
I mean, I like it. It really does prove that It really, in some sense, does prove anybody can be president.
I make maybe two.
It all started out with the dad giving him $1 million to work with.
I feel like I may have derailed class slightly.
He went up with that $1 million. I wish I could make $1 million like
Okay, guys,
Here's son, take food.
help me out
A
here.
little bit of money, don't spend all of it.
Can you guys help me out?
Yo, he's trying to do work.
I need help. Can you help me? So, in order to add these three fractions, we have to decide on a common denominator, right? 64.
X plus
8.
4x minus 8.
Well, my point to you is that x squared minus 64 factors is x minus 8 times x plus 8, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I didn't mean to say 4.
Mm-hmm. So what should I put here and what should I put there in order to make the denominators of all three?
Plus 8, x minus 8.
Okay, x plus 8 over x plus 8, yeah,
X minus 8.
right. So again, the strategy here is we need to figure out what can we multiply the fractions by to make the common denominators match up. I mean, the denominators match up, right? And now we multiply. So we've got x squared plus x minus 56 minus parentheses x squared minus 7x minus 8 plus x minus 24, all divided by x plus 8 times.
You can simplify in the middle. Change it.
Yeah, see, so one of the things I'm going to, emphasize here is like these parentheses are really important. If you don't do that, it's very likely you'll make a sign error. But you said these cancel? Is that right? Like this x squared and this minus x squared, those cancel out, right?
And then it'd be 5x, so there's 2 plus x's, and then the minus 7x.
Oh, but notice it's minus times minus, right? So let's look at it. We've got x minus 56 plus 7x plus 8 plus x minus 24. What did you say, 9x?
Yes, sir.
9x, all right.
Minus 72,
Yep, minus 72, right?
and then all over. You can factor out 9.
And is that a good idea?
It can be.
I think it,
You can take away the x minus 8.
yep. So we get a 9 over x plus 8. It is a lot of, that is this class. This is part of the class.
Algebra.
It is algebra, yes.
Algebra.
I'm gonna go back to first grade.
Yeah, I just want to go back to like
I feel like geometry.
I want to go back to 5 plus 5.
I love geometry.
You guys want to do geometry the rest of the time? You-
Let's
you-
not like take it for real, but we can try to do
You
it.
start with vectors. I'm all
With
for
who? Oh, you said vector.
vectors, yeah.
You should give me the practice test to see if I can test that. This ain't really.
I think we all think.
What did she give your average as? Oh, I got 100. I didn't do it. I didn't do speed or work. Remember how I got put in that class late? Oh, yeah, I'm glad I And she told me to make it all up, and I turned in that. I aced the final thing to pass out. I aced it. She's like, you ain't got to. Yeah, she told me that yesterday, or not yesterday, but Tuesday. She's like, you know you have to be here, right? I was like,
You can factor out 8.
they were doing so
Or
bad.
8.
Well,
Last week, so that's
so guys, something to notice is that if we have a sum, like a plus b plus c over d, then we can break that into a over d, b over d, all right. However, what we cannot do is if we've got like d over a plus b plus c, it is not equal to d over a plus d over b plus d over c, or anything else, right?
not a
Because he said so.
Is it because there's not a common denominator at the bottom?
I mean, that's just not how algebra works. I mean, I can give you numbers.
Oh, but it works on all the other
Well, if we do like 3 over 1 plus 2 plus 3, is that equal to 3 over, 1 plus 3 over 2 plus 3 over 3? Because,
No.
I mean, this is 3/6, so this is a half, right? Is a half equal to 3 plus 1.5 plus 1? I mean, no. So if it fails for even one choice of numbers, then yeah. In contrast, this this is one of the laws of algebra, and but really this is just the common denominator thing we've been doing in reverse, right? So it's just the same. So my point to you is we can just
I'm going with the answer is 4a to the 4th minus 3a squared plus 9.
Yep, that's right. So the way he did that was he did 8 over 2 is 4, right?
Yeah.
And then we have 8,
Subtract the square root.
yep, 6 minus 2, minus 3, 8, 4 minus 2, plus 9, because these cancel. So what Hayden told me was 4a to the 4th minus 3a squared plus 9.
And that's your answer?
Yep. Can we have a problem like that on the test? Yeah, I would expect there. I would expect there will be a problem like that on the test.
Make them a lot longer and a lot harder.
Make them longer and harder than that.
Like 1 page per problem.
I remember when I was in community college taking general physics, I asked the professor, I was like, "Can we have a problem that is like the whole course that like combines everything? It's like got the chapter 1 and the chapter 2 and the chapter 3 and chapter 4, like put it all together in one big problem, like combine everything into one big problem." And then all the students around me were like, "Shut up, James. Shut up." And I don't know, it gave me joy. No, he didn't do it. He knew better. Should I come up with like one algebra problem that tests the whole course?
That's the
No.
final, just one problem.
Just
Hold on.
That could be his final.
You got too many good
It don't matter if you show work or not.
Wait a minute now.
You get it
all right. Exercise 17. Ignore. It's stupid.
All right,
Exercise 18. Hey, I tried that exercise in the other section and it wasted my time and it was not interesting. Here we go. 9a squared minus b squared over ab divided by 3a minus b over b. Can we simplify this? Maybe. Let's see, I'll start by making it into a single fraction, 9a squared minus b squared times 3a minus b over, did I copy that down right?
Could it be like 3?
I think I copied that down wrong. No. Oh, yeah, I copied it down right, I just made a mistake. Is this right? No, this is not right. This is down here. What should have been next to it is AB, and what should be up here is just B, right. Just plain old B, just B.
Could you cancel the B's out?
We could yep, sure. I'll agree, cancel the B's. But,
I know it doesn't work, but like, could you do it as like 3a minus b over a? Or does that not work?
so I canceled the B's out, but I want to point out to you that we can factor 9a minus b squared as 3a minus b times 3a plus b. Because that's really the difference of squares. It's 3a squared minus b squared. So, and then I think you were seeing that, right? That these guys cancel, and we're left with 3a plus b over a, which is a good answer, but we could also write that as 3a over a plus b over a, which of course simplifies to 3 plus b over a, also a good answer. All right. Exercise 19. I'm going to change it to x. 1 over x plus 2 divided by 1 over x minus 9. How should we simplify something like that? See, cancel out the 1 over x's. I don't think we can do that directly. But I mean, if your idea is you want to get rid of the 1 over x's, right?
Yeah.
How can we do that?
No problem, negative. I got that part.
You got the right idea, but how do we do it? What do you say, Kayla? Or is it Kay? It's not Kayla, is it? No, sorry. It is? Oh, man. I'm going to give students numbers. You're number 1, you're number 2, you're number 3. What's that? I'm sorry, but it appears you're 5.
I'm just.
How about, what's that? Multiply one of them by -1. No? How can I get rid of like 1 over x? If I want to clear out, this is called
Multiply by x over 1.
multiply by x over 1. That would change the answer. I mean, that would not be, I couldn't just do that.
Yeah, but that would make it a 1.
Well, that's true. That would get rid of the 1 over x, but I wouldn't be able to put equals here. If I multiply by x there, I also have to multiply by x downstairs as well. Otherwise, I've changed the right? I can only multiply by 1 or add 0. So I have to multiply by x over x to be fair. But I can do that. And that's the right idea, because then we get 1 plus 2x, 1 minus 9x. Sometimes it's the only thing decent on while you're traveling, you know, Mexican music.
Have you ever, you listen to it?
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like a vibe, like you're just kind of chilling.
About what kind of Mexican music are we talking about? Are we talking about, like, you know, mariachi music? Are we talking about, like, so like in a fine Mexican restaurant.
That's so relaxing.
It is. Well, they do have the siesta, you know. Let's see here. There was a,
I forgot what song that was called.
that, I don't think that's technically Mexican music. I believe that would be, what's his name? He had the daughter who was on that stupid reality show. No, that's not right. Oh, curses. Anyway.
Yeah, it's by Lionel Richie.
Lionel Richie, that's the one.
Yeah, he knows what I'm talking about.
But I think that we definitely have jumped genres at this point. When I was in community college, there was a student who was Mexican. He joined the class, and it was interesting. I was very impressed with him because he managed to get like 100% on the physics test, which is really something, given that the physics has so much English in it, and he was not proficient English speaker at this point, and yet he was able to like do really well in the physics test. I was very impressed. But the great joy of having Artemio join the class is we would no longer, at the end of the night, we would no longer say, let's go to the house. We would instead say, vámonos a la casa. And it gave me great joy. Yes.
I took 3 years of Spanish, and I
Oh, yeah?
cannot tell you a single sentence.
I've never took a Spanish.
Me llamo es.
I took like a year of German. Ich verstehe nicht. What's that?
Oh,
Do we have to, for music majors, do you think that we have to take a foreign class? If so,
Oh, I found it. It's not hard. I'm bad. I just did it as memorization. I'm glad.
if I want to learn a language, I want to learn some French.
I heard that's a lot easier.
That's what I heard too.
Why do you want to learn French?
Huh?
Why do you want to learn French?
Because I heard it was equal to Spanish. That's what my teacher told me.
My mom can speak French like fluent.
I don't know.
All I know is bonjour.
French is low key.
Oui, oui.
Fun.
Oui, oui.
That means yes.
Oui, oui. Yes, yes.
I'm not sure what's happening here. But anyway, exercise 20.
Oh, we can factor the second part of the top.
We, first of all, convert it to a single fraction, right? Bring the denominator upstairs, bring the denominator downstairs as appropriate. And then you said we can factor these?
Yes, sir.
What do you got?
X plus 6x minus 5. And then, I can't say the second part. X plus 2, x minus 4.
What you got? All right.
X plus 2, x minus 4.
X plus 2, x minus 4. Okay.
And then on the bottom it'd be x plus 2 and x plus 5. I can't do this.
Minus 8.
And then x plus 5.
Right. Does anything cancel?
The x plus 2 is. And that's it. That's all it'll count.
That's it, yeah. All right. So we've got x plus 6, excuse me, times x minus 5, times x minus 4, divided by x plus 5, x minus 8, x plus 5. Oh, I could put x, I could rewrite this. I've got two x plus 5s, right?
Yes.
So I might as well just say x plus 5. Yep, thank you, Kennedy. All right.
Good day.
Dude, Ms. Green, I got an idea for this class. Something we need to add to it. Look, you need to get like a little speaker. Somebody bring you one. You set it over there on top of that cabin thing. You just have like a slow melody playing. Like my reading teachers used to play like music with no words in it while we're reading.
Oh, yeah?
It was fun. I'd read so good. So I'd do reading. I'd be so concentrated.
It'd be like this.
I'm
Study music, like you gotta study music, like no words, nothing, just straight like instrumentals. You have to focus a whole lot better.
We can listen to something.
You ain't trying to memorize the words.
I usually put music on during like a quiz, like an in-class quiz, as a means of like,
Did that with us.
oh, I put ones with words. Like I played like the Final Countdown on repeat. Yeah, about the 10th time though.
About what?
About the 10th time you hear it in a row though.
Why would you play so many times in a row?
To antagonize the students.
That's gonna make them lose focus.
That's the idea. Can they do math under pressure? That's right. I'm preparing them.
Okay, we're the state championship, boys. We gotta win this. We're under pressure.
And football players are like, but it's heavy. I don't want to lift it. Fair enough. Does that happen? I hope not.
Madagascar soundtrack, back to what? We said Madagascar. I've been around the world in pouring rain. I like to move it, I like to move it,
That's a
I
lot.
like to move
That's a lot.
it, I like to
That was from the second movie, wasn't it?
do.
All right, guys, can you factor the denominator here for me? What's this one?
Plus 6x minus 5.
Notice that this one's different because this one doesn't have a division, it just has multiplication. So we just want to factor and see if we can cancel things out. What do you guys, you tell me? You say x minus 5, x plus 6?
Yes, sir.
Well, what I'm understanding is, when we have a problem, we factor out the problem, we cancel what matches, and we deal with what we got.
Exactly.
You can cancel out the
That's
x
it.
minus 5 on the right.
You said I could cancel the, like that?
Would it be correct to cancel it out that early, or would you need to wait?
No, it's fine. You can do it at any point. In fact, all of these problems, if there was a cancellation in one of the individual factors, like the individual quotients that formed like the overall quotient, you could make that cancellation first and then go from there. Like it doesn't matter which one you do first or last. In fact, it would have been less work to do it first. I just haven't been looking for those.
Do you get it?
Oh, these will.
I don't cancel just the x on the bottom.
Right, so I usually, like, I denote that typically myself, like this, I'll like,
So you make it a 1.
yeah. So, so I've got x minus 5,
Plus 5 over x. No, it's not 5.
and still the,
Oh, yeah.
all right, so at this point, I've shown you examples from sections 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, 5.4. But there is also section 5.5. And section 5.5 is on rational equations. So let's look at some of those. I don't have the exercise sheet made for that one yet, but I'll make up some problems which are relevant. So suppose we're going to solve 3 over x equals to 2 over x minus 1. Can we solve this?
3 equals. Don't you cross multiply?
Cross multiply. Okay, so that's 3 times x minus 1 equals 2 times x, right?
So then you distribute.
Okay.
So 3x minus 3 equals 2x. And then you switch the columns, so subtract 3x from both sides. And then you'll have,
Oh, I guess I'm supposed to work vertically now, right?
yeah, so subtract 3x.
I'm going to start, I'll take your
Oh,
3.
yeah, wait, I think you wanted to keep, like one of them on both, wait, what? Now I'm confused. Why would you not do 3x? Because,
Okay,
if you
oh,
minus 3x, it's
okay.
gonna cancel out that one side, but
I-
it's gonna have equals negative x.
Okay, so that's minus 3.
Then you gotta divide, because you can't have a variable as a negative, right?
What? Can't have,
It'll be, no, listen, just hear me out, because it's gonna be negative 1x. But you can't have a negative.
no, you can have that. I mean, so all I'm doing is I'm adding minus 3x, or I'm subtracting 3x from both sides, right? So that leaves me minus x. That's allowed. That's fine.
But no, I'm saying, after that part, you gotta divide it.
Oh,
by negative 1.
sure.
X can't be negative, that's all I'm trying to say.
So that says x equals to 3, right?
Yeah.
And then we should check our work.
Did I do it right?
I think so. Let's see here. 3 over 3, is it equal to 2 over 3 minus 1?
Yes. Just because they both simplify to 1.
Yeah.
Can I get an air high five? Oh, come on, teamwork.
I don't really do the
I'm gonna be able to
fives.
pass my quiz.
Example.
Watch out, man, watch out, man, like a
2 plus 1 over x equals to, right, how about this? So this one here is more annoying than the last example. We can't just like isolate x, right? If you try to solve for x, what happens? Like minus 3 minus 2 over x, that's not helpful. If we try to isolate 2 over x, we get 2 over x equals to minus x minus 3. So like, it's kind of like whack-a-mole. Like however we try to solve for x or solve for 1 over x, there's always like the other thing on the other side, and so it's just annoying. But here's the thing. If we take this, multiply by x, what happens?
Wait, okay, so x squared plus 3x equals 0.
So you told me x squared plus 3x plus 2 equals to 0.
Wait, so what do you do with the other
So your
x?
x
No,
is
And then it's x plus 2, x plus 1.
Yep.
you just lost me. Right? What are you gonna do with that other x? Right.
See, we do know how to solve equations that have more than one x in them, as long as they're like, if it's a polynomial equation, then maybe we can solve it by factoring, right? So that's the thing, is we can take the given problem and convert it to a quadratic equation, and then we have hope to solve it. So this is, you told me x equals to what? -1 or -2. Check it, right? -1 plus 3 plus 2 over -1, what do we got?
Can I see okay, so 1 -1 plus 3. Never mind, 1 plus 3.
I'm just plugging -1 into this formula. See if it works.
Oh, minus 1 is that problem. Okay, so that'd be positive 2, then minus 1. So they got -2 right there, so that'd be -4. Right, I'm slow. My bad. It'll be canceled out. No, because -1 plus 3 is 2. And then you gotta add a -1, which still makes it -2.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
It's gonna cancel it out.
right, so that's -1 plus 3 minus 2, right? This is -2. But that's 3 minus 3, right? So 0, right? You agree? In other words, it worked. How about the other solution? X equal to -2. See? 2 over -2, right?
It's -4.
What?
-1, my bad.
-1, right?
I'm thinking multiplication.
So this time we get -2 plus 3 minus 1.
Cancels out to 0 as well.
Right, so in other words, both of the solutions are indeed solutions. Excuse me.
Since we did so good today, I know you want to let us out early, get the early weekend in.
Because I gotta worry about band, and I got a lot of other stuff to do. I have a busy day today. I have a lot of homework.
I have to drive all the way to Camden.
I'm working on my TikTok career.
This is cool. We might want to get famous one day.
I'm not going to do
Try to get famous.
that.